Do you think the industry is kind of recovering compared to last year? Everybody, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. So last week I threw a survey on LinkedIn and I asked people what were their sentiment compared to the industry. If they felt like it was getting worse compared to the last year, it was kind of the same as last year, or it was getting better. And the overall result was that around 75%, 80% still felt like that the industry was getting worse or kind of be the same as last year, which in my opinion is not the case. Now we're going to discuss exactly why, but I can also understand why the sentiment is still overall very negative and people don't see a shred of light outside of the tunnel, right? But I'm here to hopefully change your perspective a little bit. Let me start first of all to share my perspective, because in my cases I have a LinkedIn account when I have more or less 30,000 people, so my perspective can be a little bit different. In fact, for the last 4 to 5 months, I would say, I see a lot of people in my contact that are celebrating the fact that they're getting a new job as animator. More or less, I get to the point where a couple of people every day they are celebrating that they got a new job and things like that, right? And obviously, keep in mind, guys, that LinkedIn doesn't show me every single person in my network that does this couple of dates. I don't know how the algorithm works, but it only shows a couple of them. So there are good chance that there are even more people that now are getting new jobs that they are celebrating, and I do not have visibility. But still remains the fact that this is a positive news compared 6-7 months ago, where my feed was just entirely about layoff, and nobody was getting a new job. Like, I even have some of my friends, ex-co-worker, that were out of job, and now I know, because of course I'm in touch with them, that I can see people are finally getting new job, right? And this is overall, it's a slowly moment of recovery, right? It's an improvement compared to 7-8 months ago, where nobody was getting a new job, but everybody was kind of jobless. So I think it's undeniable the fact that now we are slowly recovering. Yes, we can agree with the fact that it will take some time to go back to a high level, but it's still, the positivity is there, I think. Also, finally, I started to see a lot of company, even big company, started to looking for animators, right? I see like Disney, Netflix, some feature film company, Montreal, right? Guerrilla Games, and many other companies that now they're going back looking for animator mid-level, senior, leads, any kind of position. I personally went and did a research myself on LinkedIn to see how many jobs for animators there were out there, and there are quite a lot. I looked for Canada, I looked for Europe, and I could see there was quite a lot of jobs, maybe 100, 200, 300, even more. Obviously, I didn't post all of them. I take like the top pick that for me were more interesting, and I uploaded even on my LinkedIn channel to share and to give visibility to people, so hopefully people could get a job. But why so many people don't see this positivity and are still in the bubble of this negativity where they're feeling that everything is getting worse and worse? So there is a couple of reasons that I think causing this issue. One of them is when I open even my LinkedIn, I see there is a few accounts, few people that are kind of riding the wave of this negativity and just constantly, every day, posting comment or article about how many layoffs there are around the world, how they're constantly layoff in the gaming industry, animation, visual effects, the strike, even other industry not related to that are striking and people are getting laid off and everything, and they're doing it every single day. Even other people are posting article about how the visual effects feature film industry, it's boom, they're never gonna recover. And I think they're doing this because negativity sells all the time. Like, I can talk for my own experience. Like, a couple of times I shared about the comments about the layoff, some of the big layoff that Microsoft and a few other company did. The engagement was always through the roof, right? And maybe at the time that I try to share something more positive, the engagement is always very little. I don't know what's the cause of it. Maybe because those are trending topic, and so the algorithm pushes more. But for the people who are watching it, they're gonna be bombarded with those negativity comment. And again, guys, I want to be very clear that I'm not passing the message that I'm trying to diminish the tragedy about all this layoff and people losing their job, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, there are people that are trying to enter in the industry, and these things are very important for the ecosystem of the industry. You always need new fresh blood entering in the industry in order to prosper, right? This is very crucial. But at the same time, I think it's our job to also spread the good news and not just the bad news. But unfortunately, as I said, there are people out there that the only thing they're doing every single day, uploading negative comment about the industry and these other things like that. This doesn't help at all. So my suggestion I can give you, when you spot people like this, that they only fuel negativity, probably in my opinion they are doing it because they want to increase the engagement on their profile and they don't have any interest in helping people at all. Click on the profile, block it, or make it that you don't want to receive notification from those people because it isn't helping at all. Okay, imagine if you guys, if you're a student, right, and now you're trying to study because you want to become an animator or an artist in the gaming industry, right? And yes, you're working at home on your portfolio and everything, but at the same time, you know that networking is important. So you keep your LinkedIn open because you want to see how things are going on, and constantly every day you read those negative news like, oh, there's been layoff, the industry is doomed, there's nothing we can do about it, it's not gonna recover, stuff like that. How can you focus on your animation? You're gonna be depressed. How would be depressed? And so again, this, it doesn't help. Again, it's not that we don't have to deny, but if it comes to a point that all this negativity, it's all you're getting it, and is affecting negatively your mood, it's gonna damage you, because I can guarantee you, you won't be able to focus on your craft and improving. And think about it. How can you improve your craft and focus on animation? Is all you're thinking about, okay, what's the point I'm doing this one? Looks like the industry is doomed, it's never gonna recover, maybe I should switch to something else. I'm working this animation, should I improve it, should I make it better? But the industry is collapsing. Well, what's even the point? There are thousands of people, even experts, looking for a job. How am I gonna have a chance to ever compete? Like, I will never get a job, right? And then you hear people obviously not getting a job, there is no job posting as a junior and stuff like that. Like, how can you focus on improving your craft if you're also distracted by this massive negativity? All right, so I think this is a huge problem. And as I said before, I try to fight this negativity in the sense that, you know, sometimes I try to put content where there is a lot of company looking for animators, and I compile and say, hey guys, this is 10 jobs opening in Canada, 10 jobs opening in Europe, please go and apply. And the engagement is extremely low compared when I post something about it. Oh, there's been layoff from Microsoft, 10,000 people, because maybe that's the trending topic, and jobs are not trending. That's the funny thing. Like, if this is LinkedIn, if you're sharing that there is a job opening, it doesn't go trending, it doesn't create engagement. And so probably between all my content, very few people see my post when I try to promote something positive about jobs. Do you understand how silly this is, guys? But again, on your side, your perspective, when you log on your LinkedIn or something and you never see those kind of stuff, you only gonna have the perception that things are going really bad. And as I mentioned before, there are even some people doing video and stuff like that, how about the overall industry is doomed and stuff like that. They know also very well that a lot of people don't watch those videos until the end. Maybe they watch the first 30 seconds or something, but still the negative sense is being transmitted to other people. There is also another recurrent argument between the student that says, okay, but Alessandro, what kind of chance do I have, even if the industry is slowly recovering, when there are out of job so many talented artists, even senior leads that now looking for a job? How can I compete with them? Well, yes and no. I have something to say about this, because you see a lot of the layoff is also happening in the US, where I think most of the job cuts are being impacted. And some of those people are people who've been lucky enough for the last 10-15 years always be able to get a job always in the US, and they're not really open to relocate in other country. In fact, every time I post a jobs on my LinkedIn, there is an opening for an animator, one of the comments that is always that, oh, but is this remote, is this hybrid, can I work from my place? And in my opinion, it ain't gonna happen anymore. In fact, most of the jobs right now, they're all required for you to be in the office. So if you're looking for a job, if you have the flexibility, and I think you should have, to work anywhere around the world where the jobs are, you will have an edge, okay? Because there are a lot of people that they don't want to leave their house, maybe they have a family or something, they cannot afford to go to another country, or maybe just they don't want it. But you, if you are open-minded, those positions might be yours, and you don't have to compete with a lot of those people. This is definitely an advantage for you guys, because a lot of people are still hoping for a remote work, which I think is not happening anymore. And again, you should take advantage of this and try to get this opportunity. So guys, please remember, especially in moments like this, it's very important to share support and positivity and not making everything like a disaster and coming out as like the end of the world for our industry or stuff like that, because definitely it doesn't help. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time, guys. Ciao.